Hi guys, this is Jose with Prodigy. I'm here to talk about fingerstyle applied to Landslide. This is a great song to practice your fingerstyle. We're gonna talk a little bit about like differences in technique between the classical approach and more like a street or more like folky approach for this technique. And I'm not gonna go through every single note in this song, but just kind of like the main riff, main parts, okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is that we're gonna learn about the tuning. In this particular song we're gonna play in a standard tuning, but we're gonna use a capo on the 3rd fret. My advice, whenever you use capos, place the capo, then tune your guitar. Otherwise you might have problems with the tuning. You might not get completely in tune if you just tune your guitar and then place the capo. Once that you have it here, let's learn the different shapes, the chord shapes that we're gonna play in this intro. The first chord is actually a C shape, but because we played on the 3rd position, that will be an E flat major chord. And then we're gonna go to G, which would be a B flat major because we're playing on 3rd position, going to a C minor 7, but this is an A minor shape. So to me, when I just look at the shapes, I'm looking at a C to a G to an A minor 7. Now, we are not playing every single note in those chords. Actually, we're just kind of like focused on the 4th inner strings, the 5th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings. So if you only look at those particular strings, you'll find out the fingering is really easy and it sounds very good. If you just play the full C major chord. Now when we go to the G major, we're just gonna move this finger, middle finger, to the 5th string, 2nd fret. This one is gonna stay, although that note is not gonna ring, but we're gonna keep it just to keep the position more stable. And we're gonna move our pinky to the 2nd string, 3rd fret after the capo, right? So one more time, this is C to G, and the next chord is A minor 7, and basically we just lift the pinky and move this finger one string down to where it was with the C major. It's a really cool sounding chord progression that we find in a lot of classic rock tunes. It sounds really nice. Let's practice it for a second. So C to G to A minor 7, back to G, back to C, G, A minor, G. Cool. We are playing 4 strings. In classical technique, what would we do? We would place our thumb on the lowest string, on the 5th string, and then these 3 fingers on the consecutive strings. That way your position stays there, it doesn't move. If you keep your thumb close to the frets, if you keep the right angle here, it would be actually really easy to play all that. So it will be... Now, I think most of the musicians that I know, most of the guitar players that I know will play this pattern differently. Basically, we'll try to play it with thumb, index, and middle finger. And that's the way that I'm going to teach you how to go through this. Basically, we're going to start with thumb on the 5th string. Then we're going to play our index finger on the 3rd string. One more time. Now we're going to play thumb again on the 4th string. And then play the 2nd string with our middle finger. Now when you do that, make sure that your thumb is closer to the frets, that you have the right angle here, something that is comfortable, that is not, you know, something like that, something that is comfortable for your arm. Everybody has a different body, so you know, it's kind of difficult to say exactly like this or like that. You kind of like have to move around and figure out what is the best position for you, and then make sure that your fingers have the right angle. Actually, I have a video for you on fingerstyle technique that you can check out. Just click on the link and that'll take you to that video. But make sure that all of that is working and that you are not bouncing your hand too much. Okay? Once that you have those 4 notes, you can apply it to the whole chord progression. Right? So practice that until you are really familiar with that section, and then we're gonna add the rest of it. Basically, the whole pattern goes. Basically, the last 3 notes are the first 3 notes. It's thumb, index, and thumb again. So all together goes and back to thumb. One more time. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and now try to practice that with the metronome, starting very slow and then going higher and higher in speed until you can play it, you know, a little more fluid, like. Making sure that your hand doesn't bounce and that you're following the right position. It should look easy. When you look at yourself in the mirror and you're practicing this, it shouldn't look like a struggle, okay? It should be like a motion that you are using that is not going against the resistance of the strings, something that is not making your hand bounce or move your fingers in a very radical way, okay? Now let's apply that fingerstyle pattern to the 3 chords that we have here. That will be starting on C, 1, 2, 3, and G, A minor, back to G. One more time, 1, 2, 3, and good. Then again, get the metronome, start practicing pretty slow, and then start going up and up in tempo until you can play it kind of like this. Good. Well, I hope these tips were helpful on fingerstyle, and I hope that you enjoy playing this song. It's a great song to practice fingerstyle. Stay tuned. Check us out on rockprodigy.com. You can send us questions to our forum, rockprodigy.com/forum, our Facebook page, YouTube, and please keep practicing guitar and enjoying playing guitar. Bye-bye.